In 1999, Goodyear brought a developmental tire to the slippery red rocks of Moab, Utah, to test its reinforced sidewalls and proprietary traction tread compound. The tire was codenamed Secret Weapon. Nearly 5,000 Jeeps and other off-road vehicles arrived for the 33rd annual Easter Jeep Safari, the largest off-road event in the country. The response from these off-road enthusiasts surprised even Goodyear's marketers and engineers. It wasn't until Goodyear unveiled this developmental version of the Wrangler Mtr that marketers said they began to fathom the tire's attraction. Off-roaders flocked to the Goodyear tire hauler in Moab, offering to buy the tires on the spot. They didn't even know whether the tires worked on the rocks. All they knew is that they liked its looks. That was an eye-opener. Build it, and they will come? Indeed. The next question became, how do you sell a tire that sells itself?
I feel that racing is just an extension of testing, and the more we test, the more we race, the more the consumer benefits.
Off-road racer Walker Evans used the tire to win a Pro 2 Class Core race in 1998. Its race-proven design helped Evans to win the 1999 Core Championship in his last year of competition. In a dramatic departure for the hard-charging Evans, the racer began to experiment with Goodyear's Secret Weapon on the rocks of Moab. Goodyear officially introduced the Wrangler Mtr to some of the country's leading media on the Rubicon Trail, some of the most demanding 22 miles of off-road driving in America. Equipped with an improved puncture-resistant technology in its tire sidewalls, the media used Jeeps to crawl over large stretches of boulders, flanked by towering pines, granite slabs, and blue lakes. Thanks to a breakthrough Durowall sidewall construction that contains silica compounds, 3 polyester plies, and tread elements that extend down the sidewall, the new Wrangler tire was up to the task. Alligator-like tread blocks and tread notches delivered excellent traction on the rocks. The tire brings the toughness of its tread to its sidewalls, making the Wrangler Mtr 35% less likely to undergo a sidewall puncture than the tire it replaces, the Wrangler MT. The Wrangler Mtr made an impression in the mud and on the media. The word spread, and a grassroots campaign among off-road enthusiasts began.
I can't say enough about the tire, actually, and I really mean that. This tire has really held up in this rocky terrain. It's just been absolutely amazing. I don't think there was a breakdown during the whole trip, and that's some of the roughest country I have ever been in.
It worked out superbly. It was really quite a good tire. I think it's got a real winner here. You're going to sell a lot of them, probably every one you can make.
We think it's really encouraging that large companies such as Goodyear are basically catering to more of a niche market, coming up with a tire that's somewhat specialized for this type of terrain, but that also works great on the highway from what we've seen. So it should be a big all-around winner for Goodyear.
It was decided that the best way to reach the serious off-roader about Goodyear's exciting new tire was to join the leaders of the sport. In one fell swoop, the Goodyear Extreme Rock Crawling Championship Series and the American Rock Crawlers Association was born. Off-roading's extreme drivers have become the leaders in the market. Manufacturers and the public look to them for advice, and since they're featured in magazines, they've become the trendsetters. Thanks to Goodyear and ARCA, these drivers also represent responsibility to the environment. ARCA works as a partner with land management agencies in obtaining all the necessary permits for off-roading. The goal is to enlighten many on the joys of off-roading, not just in an extreme environment, but on a peaceful Saturday drive with a family. The first event in Farmington, New Mexico, clearly showed the popularity of this new rock-crawling sport. Nearly 5,000 spectators showed up to cheer the contestants as they encountered each obstacle. It seemed to be the perfect event for that famous cliche, stuck between a rock and a hard place. It really was men and their extreme machines versus the rocks. But as many realized, it takes more than brute force to overcome nature's obstacles. The heroes of the sport, Jeff the Rookie Wagner of Kearney, Nebraska, and Shannon Campbell from Arizona, both on Goodyear Wrangler Mtr tires, make their presence known on the rocks. Shannon won the battle in Farmington, while the Rookie Wagner leads the war for the 5-part series championship.
The tire just grabs. I mean, it bites better than anything I've ever had. I've ran all kinds of tires, and it's just the compound's just good. You know, it bites.
couldn't count how many people came up and asked me how I like the Wrangler Mtrs. And, you know, I tell them I love them because I do love them. I wouldn't run any other tire. They work good, they hook up good, and they've been lasting. It's the key. You know, we've put them in some hard pinches, and the Wrangler Mtrs haven't failed me yet. I really like them.
This year, the Goodyear Extreme Rock Crawling Championship Series moved to Phoenix for the second stage, and 2 rookies created waves there. Rookie Wagner and his spotter John Curry approached each obstacle with a business-like strategy. The rookie barely missed first place to strengthen his lead for the series championship. The other rookie was legendary off-road racer Walker Evans. The 60-year-old Corps champion was a surprise entrant in the competition, having never competed in a race at a snail's pace. Walker modified a 1997 Chevy Blazer on Wrangler Mtrs to drive over the rocks and boulders. The other contestants and the Phoenix crowd were in awe that the off-road legend would compete in rock crawling. Walker made a respectable showing in his first off-road event. He was up to the challenge of rock crawling and blazing new trails in his remarkable career. Surely he enjoys the sense of adventure and freedom that is rock crawling. As many are finding out, the main attraction to crawling is a freedom in the great outdoors, to be one with nature, to be on the rocks. For Goodyear, there are business reasons for being out there, as well as furthering the ideals of this extreme sport. That's why the world's largest tire company created an off-road tire with attitude to spare. The rugged Wrangler Mtr is the last thing that's going to stand between you and the great outdoors. It's time to get out there and test your limits with a tire that has no limits.